to Season 2, Episode 18 of Have a Shift Day baseball edition.
Let's go, Bucs.
Sort of.
Let's go, Bucs.
The game is on in front of us, and they were all, like, staring at
Just
it.
for insight, we'll let you guys know what's going on.
Is my audio
It's a
good?
3-2 count, 0 out. Sonny Rodriguez making his first appearance of the season at the plate.
Yeah, so today you will get the live reaction from them, because I don't watch a lot of baseball, about the Pirate game. So
And we'll take the leadoff walk here to start the third.
yeah,
Let's go.
that's a lot of that's gonna be happening today.
Let's go.
Probably the entire episode because it's only the top of the third. We have no announcements.
Nope.
Here's
I
our
guess-
announcement. Bucko Baseball's back.
I was gonna say, I guess the announcement is baseball is on today.
I might have an announcement.
Oh,
Let me see.
about what? About what?
The Penguins have 9 games left in their season.
Hey,
That's the announcement.
9
We're
more,
almost there.
9 more.
Hang on.
So close.
Man, did that go by fast, though?
It
Yeah,
did.
It
It went
did.
by super fast. Just the year in general has just been flying
Not
by.
fast enough.
It's been flying by.
It's been flying by. 4 Nations was already over a month ago.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's nuts.
I feel old.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wow.
If it makes you feel any older, well, no. You were born in 2004. Never mind. To make Ryan feel more older,
Yeah.
people are going to get drafted in the NHL this year that are 2 years younger than us.
It's pretty crazy.
Uh-huh. We're
Yeah.
old.
I'm Connor Bedard. Now this year will be. I'm older than the players because
Yeah.
Connor Bedard's 10 days older than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you older than... you're
Same
ol-
talent, whatever. You know, but
Same talent.
It's
is
whatever.
You're older than
insane.
Celebrini, though, right?
yeah.
Hang on, this is, like, not...
That's right, buddy. I'm Unk.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm,
a unk.
Yeah.
I'm older than Bedard and Celebrini. And Will Smith, too. if
Otto.
we're
The
counting that.
actor?
How
No,
old are
not
you?
the actor. Will
Oh.
Smith from the San Jose Sharks.
I'm
The one
21.
who slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah.
I'm 21.
No, the one who hit S.J. Sharkey with a soccer ball.
Oh, that was bad.
Tiana was shocked I was 21 when I told her today.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do your thing, 21.
Well, to get into... I mean, I guess one announcement we can have real quick. If you haven't watched our Josh Yohe interview, go watch it because
Yeah.
it was really good.
Good
So,
insight.
It
Good
was really-
scoops.
It was
Got the
great.
scoops.
Yeah, we had a great time.
It was very fun.
But to get to what's on tap today, the Penguins had a little road trip to Florida, played the Panthers and the Lightning, lost both games. Oh well.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, not looking at this as a long standpoint of like, oh, this is how we're going to get better or whatever. But looking at these two games, they played Florida pretty well. They played a full game. They honestly wanted it, and guys stepped up. Like, it was fun to watch. It was a good game to watch, and they played pretty well. Moving on to Tampa. I didn't mind the end of the
Right,
second
already
period
moving on.
pushing into the third period. They actually started finally waking up, which is kind of the opposite of what they have been doing because they're all old. So normally they play a good first period, and then the second and third get bad because they're lazy.
I did see Josh tweet out like Sullivan was dropping F-bombs on
Yeah.
a morning skate before the Tampa game, and then
Oh.
now we can see why because they
Yeah, he was
obviously
not happy with the
didn't have the energy.
Effort
No, yeah,
of
it was.
practice.
Yeah, you could kind of tell by the squad after that first period they were just kind of out of it. Third period they came in, they didn't play too bad, but when they start the third period with only 9 shots coming out of 2 periods, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
That's a
And
big yikes.
That the morale for the team is completely gone. The game is out of the books, but you got to just hope for
It
a
was
good
out of the books
period.
after the first
And
period.
you know, looking at what they did, I mean, Brian Rust still producing pretty well. Gets a goal off an assist from Sidney Crosby, which is now 1 point away from breaking Gretzky's record. But
Yay!
yeah,
Don't do it
overall,
tonight.
honestly,
Yeah, by the time you watch this, he might have broken the record already.
we do play Buffalo, so anything's possible.
Anything's possible for Buffalo, too. They could also beat
I was
us.
gonna say
very
a
true.
team could win 10-0 and it could be either direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
I don't know, but I think that out of the entire trip, besides the first and half of the second period against Tampa, honestly, from our team, it wasn't as bad as people are putting it.
It really wasn't. Like you said, that Florida game. I mean,
Wait,
yeah.
you don't think the Tampa game was that bad?
I mean, we got
No, I
pummeled,
said it
but
was
Tristan
bad.
Jarry's
I
I said
back
besides
to
like
form.
the first period of that.
first period and like half the second period of that Lightning game sucked.
Yeah.
And
That
also
was
Tampa's
abysmal.
Tampa's been really dominant lately.
I don't
so.
I like when you say, oh, besides the first. Like, I'm not a fan of that because, like, you gotta play 60 minutes here. Like, that's your duty, and you
No,
can't.
but
If you can't bring the energy for 60 minutes.
I'm just saying because like
don't
people like I read
know what
articles
you're
where
saying.
people
I know
were
what
just
you're saying.
completely
Yeah,
like
I know.
dogging on the entire trip, and they're like, this team was abysmal the entire trip, and I'm like, all right,
No.
well that's a little strong depending on how they did kind of play.
Playing the
Yeah.
Panthers the way they did and how they want to go into the playoffs with
Yeah.
with a couple wins with the Panthers, like that's an impressive performance to get in a shootout. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then I mean it's been the Crosby, Russ, and Raquel line all season that's just carried this team to even being in hockey games. It's just been just amazing to watch. It's a top 5 line in hockey
Yeah.
Oh, for
without
sure.
a doubt, and it's just
I mean,
I
that little-
I definitely think that line would get a lot more attention if the Penguins were winning more in a playoff position. Like, they'd have some segment on NHL Network like, oh, we're talking about the Penguins right now, and teams in the playoffs really need to watch out for that first line. But
Good job, Tommy Pham.
we're not doing anything right now. What happened?
You just struck out.
I think they struck out 3 times lucky.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Raise the Jolly Roger, folks.
It's still 0-0.
Bucko baseball, baby.
Yeah, that's your, 5 minutes in update.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get these, every 5 minutes. Especially if these strikeouts keep happening.
Pitching duel.
We like strikeouts from Skeens though.
That's true.
We do.
All right.
So, yeah, keep
Florida.
going.
How would we classify the mood amongst the Penguins right now?
I don't think it's.
word for word off the game.
I don't know. I don't think it's changed from the past few weeks. I think that we're kind of just sitting at a spot where we failed to completely tank, and now we failed from pushing for something. So now you're just in the spot you don't want to be. And what are you going to do?
Did it
from here?
again.
Yeah, it's like you could have gone either way.
Like last year, it was fun to see them compete, but
Yeah.
now it's just like
Well, yeah, we were right there
Yeah.
till the very end.
now
and
it's
then it was
9 games and we're nowhere near a spot.
Yeah, and you could look at it as, okay, we're 4 games out from going ahead, but we're also 3 games ahead from
Yeah.
most
I will
of
say
these
they
games.
did have a nice stretch of hockey there. They have a nice 4-game
Oh,
win
yeah.
streak. Was
Mhm.
it 4 or 5?
It was 4.
4.
Yeah, nice 4-game win
And then they
streak.
got a point against.
Yeah, 4 dropped
Yeah.
one,
Well, they dropped one.
and then we
they
won
won
against
again.
Columbus.
And then they got a point against Florida.
yeah, not terrible.
And then they got back
I mean,
to form.
Oh, yes.
if we
yes,
want to
they
play
did.
lottery odds, not now talking lottery here, win the jackpot, which is pretty slim. It's possible, but am I saying it's going to happen? No.
I'd rather
I
have
don't-
next
we
year's
can't-
lottery.
we
I'd rather have
can't
Gavin
even-
McKenna.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
Down.
Oh,
That'd
that
hurt
sucks. That's a first baseman of the day.
Paul.
It's gonna
Anyway.
happen. It's gonna happen.
Hi, I'm Paul.
I
Oh.
date Livy Dunn. Anyways,
What about Livy Dunn?
I was going off of your thing. You said, hi, I'm Paul. And then I said, I date Livy Dunn.
Baby Gronk lives up Livy Dunn in Ohio.
What?
okay, buddy.
So
Oh.
back to hockey, not baseball and gymnastics. Yeah, I mean, it's a little confusing with their mood right now since you said Sullivan seemed pretty angry at practice for morning skate on Thursday.
It's good to know the coach still
Yeah,
cares.
I'm just a little. I don't know what the mood. I don't really know what the mood would be because the coach really cares, but I'm sure the organization is quietly being "Don't win. It's not helping." Unless somehow we miraculously make it in. No, never mind. We're not gonna make it in.
I don't think the front office is saying don't win.
Yeah, I
that's
think-
a bad message to send for the young
That's
guys.
why I said quietly and secretly.
I don't think they can even do that quietly or something.
I don't know. I think
Okay.
it's definitely a mixed emotion. I think some players have definitely given up, but I believe that they're trying to.
My bad, guys. My bad.
Wait, you think what players are giving up? You think
Yeah.
what players do you think have thrown the towel?
I think Malkin now he's hurt. What are you going to do for the rest of the year? come back with 9 games left and try to make a spark for this team, it's not going to happen.
I would say, Gino, since next year is most likely going to be your last year.
Gino's going to go all out this offseason.
Yeah, don't worry about missing the last 9 games of the season. Just work on getting better and start working on rehabbing and getting better now. That way, come September and October, you're stronger than ever and potential last season in the NHL.
What is he, a 20-year vet? I'm sure he knows how to take care of his body in the off season. So
yeah,
that I'm not too much worried about that. It's just
no, I'm just saying it's not worth it for him to come back with so few games when they don't mean anything, and he could start taking care of himself now by not playing.
Yeah, and I think a big question for I guess the next 9 games or something like that. Malkin played with a no contact jersey in practice today, but when Malkin comes back. Arguably within the next few games, Novak or PO comes back. Well, how are the lines going to shuffle? What do we think they're going to kind of push with? I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do because, to be honest, given the last 10 games, I understand we're kind of 50-50 here, but it's not bad hockey. It's playing Tampa and playing Florida.
It's a good sign for the young guys.
It's not bad hockey at all, and I don't know if you want to kind of keep those guys and let them rest up and maybe bring up some guys from Wilkes-Barre?
I think it's the time to bring up some guys from Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, I know we had said this a couple weeks ago. Who was it that scored their first NHL goal, I want to say last Tuesday against the Islanders?
Joona Koppanen.
Yeah. I had no idea we brought him up.
They brought him up, I think, the day of the game.
Yeah, I think I was kind of distracted by a bunch of things, trying to get things done because it was my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Hey.
But I had the game on while we were at Topgolf, and I was like, who is this? When did we call him up? But, yeah, I want to see the younger guys.
He's a dog.
Now.
That's what he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they should. I think they should bring up Rutger McGorty for a second trial run here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That'd be nice.
Billy Koivunen.
Yes,
I think
please.
he should be brought up.
I think it's especially with Rutger, you got to give him that experience.
Ponomarev, I think Joel Blomqvist should get another run here.
Oh, for sure.
I think we're gonna get Demers off because he's been lighting it up.
Don't call him up.
No, don't rush that. Let him do his thing in the AHL. He just got to the AHL, so let him get comfortable there. There's no rush to being in the NHL. I think that's maybe a next year thing.
Yeah, we can talk about Mershot now.
Next year, you call him up for a trial.
And just let him play a full season with Wilkes-Barre.
Yes.
I think what you see in Buffalo with Devin Levi, they kind of rushed him, and that's kind of messed up his. That's why he's not playing well. And as for a goaltender, it's such a mental game.
He's also on Buffalo, which Buffalo's
a fair point. But for goaltending, it's such a mental game, and you don't want to derail a young goalie's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Especially he just got to the country this year, so there's a lot changing for him, and I think that'd be a big jump. And I think he's overachieving, but just let him develop more in the AHL.
Right.
Yeah. Right now he is Mershov is 11-0 for Wilkes-Barre, which is just fantastic, and the Baby Pens also clinched a playoff spot the other night.
Pens.
So
it's definitely given him a lot of confidence because not only is he a really good goaltender, but he's got a good team around him too.
Yeah,
he does. Wilkes-Barre is a solid team.
Shout out Jason Spezza, GM of Wilkes-Barre Penguins.
So I'm excited to see what they do in the playoffs here.
I definitely feel like having a good minor league team is a great sign because that means you've got people who can come up and produce for you in the future.
And I think it's you want these young guys to know what it takes to win, and when they're winning at the lower level, they can bring it to the top level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we look at when Mike Sullivan came up here for his first season coaching. He brought up several Wilkes-Barre guys because he's like, okay, I know this guy's good. I know this guy's good. This guy's ready.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Guy's pretty good. Yeah.
Murray, Rush.
I don't think Gensel. I don't think Gensel was
the
there. He was
Rust, right?
It was
Rush,
Sherry, Murray.
Was it anyone else?
Was there a defenseman? No.
I don't think there was a defenseman. I think it was Rush, Sherry, Murray.
Was that
it? I can think of.
No, Kuhnackel came up too.
Kuhnackel.
Right?
Yes.
Scott Wilson.
Wilson.
I knew there were a lot.
That might be different players.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just as much as this team is looking the way they are, and with what, trying to get Sid in that position for the next, year or so to try to get him a playoff spot, we're looking a lot better than I mean, with the amount of draft picks we have, not only that, but people put them down in Wilkes. I mean, we got a lot of good talent.
Yeah.
And hopefully upcoming talent in the draft that will most likely help this team. It's going to benefit in a good way.
Harrison Brunick, I think, is going to be a full-time NHLer next year.
Next year?
I think so.
I think he'll get moved up middle of the season.
Yeah.
I agree with that because I think we possibly may have learned our lesson from McGroarty. Like, I know they're completely different positions, completely different players.
But I feel
like we would want him to develop more
that's
rather
fair.
than throwing him into the fire. Be like, all right, kid, welcome to the NHL, have fun. And then he does nothing. And we're like,
McGroarty wasn't like playing as well as Brunick during those preseason games.
Ooh,
like, Brunick was. I feel like I don't know, McGroarty. I feel like it was like the big off-season trade, so like
I think a big thing that we kind of messed up with is that you have to, which then we kind of saw work towards the middle of the year, which I think we should aim for, is instead of bringing up these like Wilkes guys in the beginning of the year, you play with the roster that you have for the first few weeks, right? You look at the talent you have, the NHL talent that you have, and you go, here you go, here's the NHL talent. Give it about a month, and then start dishing some Wilkes-Barre people in, and then that's when you can start making moves. Because if you start bringing in guys who are technically not on the team, right, and start fishing out with guys that you haven't even seen play in the regular season in over a year, that's going to cause too much confusion. And I think that waiting, seeing what the team that you have, and then when you kind of assess what you have, you could start dishing in and out different players, moving people away, bringing people in, and then that's when I think we're going to start to produce. I think it would be like, okay, well, we're keeping the guys that are good, and if these guys aren't producing as well, give them a break, give some times to come in, give some guys to come in, take their spot, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that.
Go off, kid.
Slay, pop off.
Maybe you should be the assistant to the assistant GM.
Kyle, hire me, please.
I thought he already was. The heck?
We had mentioned it before. Crosby is 1 point away from breaking Gretzky's point per game amount of seasons with a point per game record.
Captain, my captain.
Possibly by the time this is out, like I also said, he
I'd
could have broken it.
Yeah.
I think it's a lock.
What, tonight against Buffalo?
Yeah.
He's going to own Buffalo in his career.
He does.
So.
I think
He owns a lot of teams.
I don't know. I think it's just exciting, and it's whenever it happens, it's going to be good. So
Yeah.
It's not talked about enough still, which is
No.
It gets completely overshadowed. Now, don't get me wrong. Breaking a goal record of Wayne Gretzky is great. Alex, whatever. Here's your flowers. But, like, you cannot, like,
that was kind of aggressive.
It wasn't.
No, but
Probably some dying flowers he gave him right there.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, overshadowing that, it's completely.
Yeah.
Like, it's not getting talked about at all.
It's just like the longevity.
It'll get an Instagram post when it happens, and that will be it. So
I agree. Oh, there we go.
Do you think they'll, like, go on the ice for that, or probably not? Right?
No.
Well, we're home after this Buffalo game, right?
Yes.
So
he'll get a nice memento.
Who do we play
he'll get a nice
after
ceremony.
Buffalo?
I want to say Chicago.
It's the Senators.
No,
Is
it's
it
Ottawa.
It's Ottawa at 5 on
When do
Sunday.
they play the Hawks?
I think
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
This
yes.
Tuesday or next
Yes,
Tuesday?
because they have a home and home.
It's not.
It's not next Tuesday?
It's the Tuesday after that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Am I like a week off?
I think you are.
Might be. It's still March, buddy.
It's not this Tuesday. It's next Tuesday.
So
we play the Senators, and then we do 2 away games, and then we push back home for Blackhawks on that Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday the 8th.
Okie dokie.
Got that embroidered.
Embroidered
in my brain.
Yeah, we're at Chicago Sunday the 6th. So.
Who do we play after Ottawa?
After Ottawa? No, we don't have a Tuesday game.
Is it the
which
Blues?
Is nice.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we haven't gone to St. Louis yet.
Well, in St. Louis, and then who we played?
Yeah, we
We're
have like
in
3
Dallas.
days. We come home for a game, then we go on a 3-game road trip. We have like 3 days off between Ottawa and St. Louis.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't make sense. You'd think they'd do St. Louis, Dallas, and then in Chicago, and then come back again, and then play at home against Chicago.
I feel like whenever they play
it's
the
like-
Hawks, they do a lot of homes and homes with them.
Yeah, but like
I don't
Why
remember.
are
It also
they
just
not
depends on how the other teams are,
2
where they're
St.
playing as
Louis,
well. You
2
know.
but like 2 St. Louis, 2 Dallas, and back home against Chicago, and back out into the Central against Chicago.
No,
like,
we're going to Chicago first.
Chicago
no, we're
first.
not.
Yeah, we
I
are.
just looked it up.
No,
you are.
we literally.
We are.
Wait, we are?
We're playing Chicago
Yeah,
first.
we literally just said Chicago's here on the 8th.
He is not locked in, folks.
See,
Wait.
April 6th, Pittsburgh Penguins at Chicago Blackhawks.
April
8th, Chicago Blackhawks at
What?
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hold on. Did my app just lie to me?
I think your brain did.
But I looked up a schedule and that game did not appear for the 6th. What are we doing here?
I think bro's blind. I don't know.
No, I didn't do it like this. I did it like this. And when I went to the 6th, it didn't show. Oh, now it's there. Okay, thanks.
Maybe you hit
Thanks,
the
app.
5th.
Maybe. Anyway.
Well,
At least that makes more sense. Okay.
that's all that's going on with the Penguins right now.
Crickets.
Crickets.
Crickets. But yeah, it's time for trivia. So Ryan, do your.
I'm hosting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan's hosting. Do your little thing.
Ow, I'm sorry.
Bum, ba, ba, trivia.
That's not even close.
It's new every week.
It's
It has
kept-
never once been
never been new.
consistent.
What do you mean it's never been new?
Usually
It's
you at
never
least
been
make
consistent.
a trumpet sound, not whatever that was.
Hey, the trumpet's ready for the off season.
Yeah, I know. It is.
The trumpet's ready for Bucko baseball.
Yeah.
Bucko baseball's right here.
Yeah. And O'Neal Cruz is up to bat.
Good
It's
for
down
him.
1-0. Top of the 4th. 1 out, 2-0 count.
Anyways, I'll give an update of the standings. So, I'm in first with 32 points. Jake has 17. Ryan has 14. Nick has 12. So, Nick could leapfrog Ryan this week.
I'm tanking like the Penguins.
Trying to get
I
this
want a
first
draft
overall
pick.
pick.
You were in second for a while.
I want a draft pick.
What are you going to draft?
I'm going to draft phone a friend.
Draft phone a
That's what I'm going to do. Or ChatGPT. Actually, that's a good pick.
How about you find
ChatGPT.
our trivia belt that we talked about?
If we want to cough up a quick bill for it.
Can't we find like cheap plastic ones?
That'd be crazy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. We'll have to figure it out. That's a next year thing.
Yeah, we agreed that the prize would be like a championship belt
For
kinda.
every week. Like, the person gets to take it home.
Oh, I was thinking of an end of season prize.
Nah, I don't know. Like, every week, like, the winner of that, like, takes it with them and then brings it back with them next week. And let's say, like, Nick dethrones you, then you give it to Nick, and then Nick takes it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
We still
Alrighty.
don't have an end of season prize though.
Cool beans. All right, we're starting off with trivia. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
Are you guys ready? It's going to be
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
I can hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Alrighty.
I'll take that stolen base. First one of the year.
O'Neal.
Cruz.
So, a few weeks ago, the Pittsburgh Penguins somehow managed to blow another lead and lose to the
Somehow?
Islanders like they always do. Somehow they always manage to lose to the Islanders. This is the closest wins. The Penguins have lost more than one in games against the Islanders. Combining both regular season and playoff results, the Penguins have lost a total of what games to the Islanders?
From
What?
Huh?
From what date?
That's just total.
So this is how many games all time the Penguins have lost against the Islanders between regular season and postseason.
Yep.
Okay. That you kind of worded that a little weird. but-
Yeah.
We
need
got
some
it.
Clarification there. What? Multiple
Hmm.
choice or just
No, it's the closest wins.
That's mean.
how many games have they lost?
How many games have they played the Islanders, like,
So many.
all time?
Think about it. You only play like 3-4 times a year.
Yeah, that's more than like we're playing Blues though.
That's a good point. That's
Yeah, but you gotta think the OG schedules and when the Islanders joined the league.
The
I got my
Islanders were,
answer.
like,
I got my answer.
I'm gonna go.
we're gonna be no.
You know what? I'm gonna
do
go that.
whatever. Okay, you guys are going way higher than me. 74?
Okay, we do have a winner. Not on the dot, though. The winner is Megan.
Yay!
153.
Oh, I was close. I was so
Okay.
close.
Well, womp womp.
Point.
Okay.
Me.
True or false?
Okay.
In October, when they were receiving, the Pittsburgh Penguins receiving all their bobbleheads, and they were talking about transfers between them, were the Phil Kessel bobbleheads stolen just like the Yager ones and retrieved later in the season? True or false?
It's also another oddly worded question in part of it.
If you want to do a quiz, you can.
I'm just trying to help you with your grammar.
That's got to be false.
Yeah, it's false.
Yeah.
They weren't stolen, but weren't they? Weren't one of the bobbleheads like something happened?
No, it was just.
No.
I saw an article about it, and then
like
everyone was flaming the article. They're like, "Dude, this is not true at all."
Oh.
It was like, by the way, like the article was saying like Phil Kessel bobbleheads got stolen, but it was about the Yager ones, and all the comments were like, "Dude, you got the name wrong." So I was like, "I'll just add that."
How do you mix up Phil Kessel with Jaromir Jagr? I mean,
they're
they're
goats.
Yeah,
They are.
I could see that.
I mean, they're both two goats for sure. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a single J in Phil Kessel. Like there's not a single P or K in Jaromir Jagr.
They do
You have
each
to
have
talk to
two
the people who
times.
wrote the article.
They do each have 2 Stanley Cups.
There's
though,
2
the
S's in
Penguins.
Fair
Kessel.
enough, but
Right.
there's no S in Jagr or Jaromir.
I miss it old Yaga. Straight from Clado Yaga.
What question do I want to do next?
Do you hear the music?
Are you making fun of me? Or do you
No, I
actually hear it?
swear I hear music.
Maybe it's this.
Then maybe it's the green mic. No.
It's not that.
Do you finally hear it?
I don't hear anything.
Wait, let's see if I hear it. And maybe it actually is that mic, and that's what it is. Because the mics are different today. Because I have the red mic.
Wait,
One second.
There's music playing.
I told you! I told you! See, I'm not crazy!
What is that?
I'm not crazy!
Crazy. What the heck?
I don't believe
It's that mic. It's that mic for sure. It is the green
How is that
mic.
even possible?
Something is wrong with it. It is the green mic.
Hold on.
light.
Okay.
Cause I'm ready to listen to this music in my headphones.
Hold on.
See? Do you believe me now? I was not crazy all those times.
Hold on. How do
Oh my gosh. What?
I don't hear nothing.
Pass them.
I don't hear nothing.
Okay, this is trivia intermission. To see how
Hold on. There's nothing on air.
Okay,
What?
let me hear it one more time.
Jake, you're not crazy.
Let me hear it one
You are not crazy.
All right, be quiet.
Crazy?
Be quiet. I don't hear anything right now.
What?
I must
Maybe-
have stopped.
Maybe it got twisted. I don't know. Maybe you'll hear it again.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I bet you'll hear it again.
Okay.
But you heard it,
I
so
did hear it.
you know
Yeah.
it's a
I
real
did hear
thing.
it, yeah.
I was not crazy.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room.
Wait, be quiet.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
'Kay.
we'll see if we'll listen to the random music later.
From the first day the Pittsburgh Penguins were ever born, how many times did they file for bankruptcy in total? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Remember, file for bankruptcy.
Is that different than declaring?
I don't know.
I declare
This is fast.
bankruptcy.
This is driving me nuts. This headphones.
Do you hear him
Yeah.
again?
It's driving me
Don't
crazy.
do it.
We gotta talk to
I'm
someone about
so happy that someone else finally hears it. You have no idea. Okay, do we all have an answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're just staring at baseball.
Correct answer is 2.
Yes, I win.
this. I knew that.
You guys need to get whatever.
This music's just taking me off my game.
That's all right.
You. Told you. Hey.
Okay. True or false? The Pittsburgh Penguins affiliated team, the Wilkes-Barre Grand Penguins, were once called the Pittsburgh Hornets.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
True.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
It was located outside of Pittsburgh.
I did not know that.
And then just like branched into
Wait, Megan, did you win?
Scranton Penguins.
Yeah, I
and
won.
then moved to Wilkes-Barre.
It's me, Nick. Okay.
Yeah, it's you. Nick.
Looks like I'm hosting next week.
Not unless you lock in and Nick chokes.
That's true.
Another true or false?
Give me one where I can stay in this game.
Okay.
You can, true or false.
But if you get
You
it
have
right,
a
and I get
50-50
it
shot.
right. No, but if he gets it right and I get it right, he wins.
That's true.
One of the seasons where the Penguins had the most injuries was 2019.
Okay.
Between Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Brian Rust, Jake Gensel, and Patrick Hornquist. True or false, they were injured for a total of 103 games combined throughout the entire season.
Those 5 or 4?
It was 5.
Counting like...
It's Malkin, Crosby, Rust, Gensel,
Oh.
Hornquist.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
Okay. Wait.
I'm hungry.
Correct answer is true.
Dub.
I knew he had true. I knew he had true.
He
so I
almost
put false.
erased
Oh, no.
He was
No,
so
since
close
he
to
had
it.
true, I had to put false.
Ah, okay.
Well,
Have fun next week.
Nick and Ryan are now tied.
Interesting.
Come on, Nick. Push ahead.
Bye, Nick.
Ahead of you?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I
that's
need
it for
ChatGPT.
trivia this week. We had some breaking news this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can I do this? Can I say it? Please,
Go
please,
ahead.
please. Guys, John Tortorella got fired. Let's go.
Why did he get fired like this?
Because
Why-
he's
why-
a bum.
Why couldn't
He's
they
not
do
a
it?
bum.
Why couldn't they do it after the season?
I mean, that was my question, too.
Like, what's the point of doing it? Right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Would you guys like to know something interesting?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So I was listening to the Empty Netters podcast today, as I do most Tuesdays and Thursdays now. And they were talking, they filmed yesterday. So the news had not come out about Tortorella because that was today. But they were talking about Tortorella and like his coaching and stuff. But they said that apparently Tort said that Philly was his last coaching job. So if that is in fact correct,
Don't be surprised if Sullivan brings him here. He likes to bring back his guys he's worked
Yeah.
with
no,
before.
I don't want him here.
That's
He's
all I'll
a-
say.
He's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
But they could be
John Tortorella
it.
and the Penguins. Oh.
He'll get every last
He
ounce
might,
out of these guys.
Yeah.
He might murder someone. I don't know.
He's
What?
he's a
Okay.
good coach.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is a good coach. He's just really.
He's
a
very
great
straight to
coach.
the
He's
point.
very he's an
I
old
remember-
school guy.
I talked to
He loves
so
dogs.
quick little story.
He does.
I used to get coached by Mike Rupp, right? So
Wait.
he was one of my hockey coaches back
Wait,
in the day.
time out. You?
Yeah.
Like the Mike Rupp that does the broadcasting?
Yeah, his son Mason used to play on my team. They lived in Meadville and they used to come up to Erie to play
I
hockey.
didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah, so Mike was really nice. He was
Why
a good-
haven't you gotten him on the
He
show?
was well, because I don't know him like now,
Oh,
but I see him every night. I saw him at the Columbus game. Gave him a little wave, smiled. He's like, "What's up?"
you did?
Yeah,
When this past game. I
Yeah.
thought you meant when
When
we
I
went
went
to
to- I
Columbus.
went
I was
to-
going to say, why didn't you tell us?
no. I was like, "Hey, Mike." He's like, "What's up?" So
That's
anyway,
That's
yeah, I talked to him,
crazy.
and when he was getting coached by Torts, he said, when you were getting coached by John Tortorella, he said, it's not like you were scared. It's not like anything. He was, of course, not going to be your friend, right? But he was a good coach because unlike all these other coaches, which you kind of see a trend of, it's like, oh, do you really know what he wants from you? I remember my dad told me he had this conversation. And he's like, with Sullivan, maybe you don't know what he really wants from you because he's going to keep it at a level throughout the entire team and make sure everyone's like we saw with who got called out the other night. I forget. Someone got called out, but from one of the coaches. But anyway, he said when getting coached by John Tortorella, it wasn't like scary. It's just you knew what he wanted from you. And if you weren't doing something if you were doing something that he did not like, he would tell you straight up and you would know he did not like it whatsoever.
Straight up.
But he was a great coach. He definitely wasn't your friend, but he wanted what's best for you.
Yeah, it's finding that right balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Instead of keeping the entire team at a level, he'd go right up to the person and be like, "This is why you're sucking right now," and he'd tell him. And Mike said he loved it. He said it was fantastic. He goes, "Because I want to know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go into the locker room after the game and question, oh, I thought I had a pretty good game, but of course I don't see myself from the bench like he does. so I want to know what's going on.
That's a good point.
You got to be physically demanding when you're leading a bunch of grown men out there in a war. So I like it.
I think I'm just still processing the fact that you were coached by Mike Rupp.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, he was a great guy. He was really nice.
Let's go, Rupper.
Attaboy, Rupper.
Son Mason was really nice, too. We were pretty good friends on the team.
I'm so shocked right now. That's really, really cool. But, yeah. I mean, maybe Sully will bring him in, but I also, if what I
brought
heard...
in Quinn.
Well, if what I heard was correct, then I don't know if Torts would want to join. Like, is he done coaching? Like, does that mean overall, like, he doesn't even want to be an assistant?
Hey, Torts, do you want to coach the last year's Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang? That's a pretty enticing job.
That is very enticing.
If he took it, I would forgive him for his mistakes.
His mistakes?
His comments about this
Shut
team.
your yap.
Excuse me. That would be interesting to see for sure.
I like that he's real to the media, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He had that one thing where he's like, you know,
you probably got beat up at the bus stop.
Yeah. I like how he's real to him because he's like, they're like, oh, Torts, like, what'd you say in
he's pretty legendary.
That timeout. He's like, I couldn't say anything because they're playing the freaking music too loud. He's like, I'm trying to get these guys, and to be honest, like because the kind of idea of a timeout is to, you know, people think it's to ramp these players up. Let's get this goal. It's like, no, let's calm them down and be like, hey, you got this much time left. Go get a few shots on. Just relax. That's the idea of a timeout. And the stadium always takes it as come on, audience, get pumped in. He's like, dude, I can never talk to my players because the audience is going crazy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're allowed to. But then they're playing the music at the craziest amount of freaking volume. So it's like, and he's like, I'm never calling a timeout again. So that's what he said.
Oh, my goodness.
Good guy.
Well, some news that came out about a week ago is that the NHL might be getting ready for expansion again.
Just terrible.
It is brutal.
Idea. What are we doing?
Yeah.
32 is enough. Look at the teams. There's so many bad teams in this league.
Don't like the NBA, MLB, and NFL have about like 32, right?
NFL is 32.
Yeah.
NBA is 30.
Yeah.
NFL is 32.
There's
MLB is 30.
As much as there's talent out there, there's not enough NHL talent to make another team.
No. It's all about money, though. That's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, like
someone needs to get Bettman out of there.
I think he's just.
I think like
go ahead.
Bringing in Vegas and Seattle is like kind of a reach.
Well, I think they worked out.
Vegas
worked out just fine. Vegas's fans are.
Well, the Kraken have
great fans.
Nothing going for them. So
the Kraken need to get themselves going. Like I think they still have good fans, but it's just not like Vegas.
I think they're already struggling because they went all in this offseason with Brandon Motter and the guy from Stevenson. Like those were kind of two panic moves because they overpaid those guys, and I think they're struggling to sell tickets. So
they need to have they need to have more offensive talent in their lineup. Like I feel like Matty Beniers has been really quiet since his rookie year.
Yeah, he's not really. He's been good. He just hasn't been.
They don't have like
star.
In order to like be a contender, you need a top star, and they don't have that.
Yeah,
no, they don't.
A lot of teams don't have that. But
I feel like if they had a top star, maybe even two, they could be pretty good. Like, they're definitely they definitely already have the depth. They just need the star power.
Exactly.
I don't know. Seattle just doesn't seem like a spot. If I'm a player, I want to go play. I don't know.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 expansion teams that we've had, I say quote. Well, I say quote because are we talking about baseball right now? That
no.
You just did. Well,
that's a base hit for Key Brian Hayes.
Okay. Well, I do the quotes because Utah is technically considered an expansion team, but it really just relocated. I definitely would say that Seattle's probably like the bottom of the 3 in terms of like fan bases. Because Vegas went nuts.
Yeah, Vegas.
And they always go nuts. Utah's got a pretty good fan base. I think having their owner probably helps that.
Ryan Smith is like a top 3 NHL owner right now.
Yeah, he seems like a really great guy who really cares about the fans.
Oh, yeah.
And like I'm sure that they're not going to be completely brokenhearted if they don't make the playoffs this season. because
I think
they're
next
still.
season, they're definitely going to make the playoffs.
Oh,
I could see them making it next year, even if they don't make it this year, because they're still.
They're doing a great job with the anticipation of like their name and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
And apparently, according to Ryan Smith, he literally replied to a fan on Twitter and was like, "Yeah, we're going to be having an outdoor game in the near future."
Oh yeah, the NHL wants to market their new teams. Like Vegas and Seattle had a Winter Classic 2 years ago.
It's
So.
also a random matchup.
Well, they were putting the expansion teams against each other.
I still don't like that. It should have been.
They're also Pacific Division teams.
Should have
so.
been Seattle and Vancouver.
Yeah, that would be. We need an outdoor game in Vancouver. Have
There
we had
was
that?
one. Yeah.
Was there a Heritage Classic?
Yeah, they played Ottawa at BC Place.
Okay, we should have a Winter Classic.
Sadly, the roof was closed though because it was raining. But
Well, that defeats the purpose.
I mean, it was still in the football stadium.
Why didn't they have the Winter Classic at PNC Park?
I don't know.
it'd be so awesome.
I mean,
that view. Would
Pittsburgh
be
has only.
crazy.
Oh, you're right. Pittsburgh has only had 2 outdoor games, and both of them were at Heinz.
Just more tickets, I guess, right?
Maybe I don't really know why they haven't had it at PNC.
Did it Wrigley?
Maybe
I think they're gonna do.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't know. I think they're gonna do. Well, I don't know.
I hope they do one more Crosby OV.
That's what I was thinking, but they're not gonna
Yeah.
do it in Pittsburgh.
No.
Well, if
It'll be in
Ovi's
Washington.
didn't we say that Ovi's last year is next year,
Yeah.
and they've
You
already
really think that'll be his last year?
I don't think they're gonna make that the Winter Classic though. I think it's just
no,
gonna
they've
be-
already announced the Winter Classic
Well,
and Stadium Series.
Oh yeah, true.
So if
So, yeah.
next year is in fact Ovi's last year, well, we're out of luck.
One thing I would love to see is Penn's Flyers at Beaver Stadium.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that a while ago.
That's Penn State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have like
is
half.
that the team that can't beat Ohio State?
Oh my gosh.
We're still waiting for the final third game.
Yeah,
we
were they
won one, they
planning-
won one, and then they just quit.
And
Well,
then
were
the
they
third
planning to
game
do
at
that?
Beaver Stadium.
Were they planning to do that, but then COVID screwed things up, or
Maybe,
was it
I'm
just
not
like
sure.
everyone
I
was
don't know.
saying, "Oh, it'd be great if we had a third game in a neutral location," and we were just kind of all like,
If it
coming
is,
up with
though,
our
oh my
fantasies.
gosh! And then you like have specific seating, like Penguins fans have to sit on one side,
Because then that would just get ugly.
and then you have the Flyers on the other,
Yeah.
like orange on one side, gold on.
"Oh, that would be such a great like
like a
college-esque
college- yeah.
atmosphere."
I don't
Dude,
think
that
there's a
would be
better area than
sick.
Beaver Stadium. So
Oh my
That'd be
gosh,
so
that
cool.
would feed families. That would be so nice.
Gary,
Gary, let me
Come
cook,
on.
please.
well, we're not gonna have Fenway next year, right?
No.
wait, huh?
Oh, Fenway Sports Group.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Maybe that will give us a better opportunity to give us someone who could talk.
Wait,
to.
what's happening?
Am I lost on something?
I don't think Fenway Sports Group is managing the team next year.
Yeah.
I think they're done.
After this season?
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you
Wait,
hear that?
what makes you think that?
I think I saw an article a while ago, and I thought we
Mhm.
talked, and I thought Nick and I
Yeah,
talked
we
about
talked
it a long
about
time ago.
this. That
A
they're
I know we
long
selling-
talked
ago?
about
Not
Fenway, but
like a
I don't
month and
remember
a half
them.
ago.
Was that the minority thing?
Yeah, they're selling.
That doesn't mean they're selling the team.
I don't know if they're. I think they're just.
Well, that just means they're giving up partial ownership. They're still going to have
I
ownership.
was gonna say maybe that helps something. I don't know.
They're just no.
I hope so.
They're not selling the team.
Sadly.
Bases loaded.
Oh. Well, the Pirates bat with bases loaded. Atlanta was the two cities that were mentioned for the possible expansion were Houston and Atlanta. Apparently there is it's Dan Friedkin who's interested in the Houston team.
Let's go, Dan Freakin.
Dan Foken.
I really hope that
Freakin.
I think it's Dan. It could be Dave. I made a video yesterday and I don't
His
remember.
last name is Foken. That's
Dan is
Friedkin.
freaking out.
pretty
Friedkin,
freaking
like with a
cool.
D in the middle.
Oh,
So he's
I like-
Friedkin out.
he's Frieden.
He's Foken.
He owns Everton, Nick.
Well, that team's not. gonna
Everton Football Club.
That team's not going to be good.
Bases loaded here. Top of the fifth, 2 outs. Brian Reynolds up to the plate. What do you think he's looking here for, Nick?
If you hit a grand slam, I lose my marbles.
I honestly don't know.
And now it's time for a baseball
He's
break.
over 2 tonight.
That'll
First
be
pitch.
1-3.
Fires low.
Oh, smart man, smart read, smart
We
read.
got a sideline reporter, Megan Lukic, on the field.
Oh no, not right now.
Megan, you're right behind Brian. Make sure you don't get hit by the bat. How you feeling? What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Second pitch fires, swing and a miss.
1-1 count here. Reynolds had an electric start to the year, a few years before this, so hopefully he can continue that. With this at bat and a big spot of the game, Skeens pitching a gem, as we expected. So hopefully he gets some run support here.
89th pitch, low.
I mean, that's a good take. Now he's got the hitter's count. Nick, I know you want to jump in. What do you got?
I just want him to hit this. I just want this game to be tied, bro, or the lead. That'd be sick too.
That's inspiring insight.
Thank you.
Outside 3-1.
3-1 count.
Reynolds got the advantage here.
If I'm Reynolds here, you gotta take a pitch that you really like.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I'm swinging here because this guy's struggling to throw some strikes.
Yeah.
Pitch clock's winding down to 7. He's gonna have to fire this quick.
And he does.
Right down the center and gets by.
Gets by!
Here comes Key Bryan pushing around third. Is he gonna go? Yes, he is.
That's what you need.
Ooh.
And
And
the
it's
Buccos
2-1 Pittsburgh
are
here.
in the lead.
You
Let's
need
go.
clutch 2-out hitting here.
What a play.
Runners at the corners here with 2 outs, and we got O'Neill Cruz up to the plate.
That was a great baseball break.
Oh, if O'Neill Cruz hits a
It's going to continue till the end of the inning, isn't it?
They're recovering that center too, but he found the hole right behind the up, and 2 players come on in, and it's 2-1 Pittsburgh in the 5th.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go,
Gonna
Bucks.
sit back for a bit.
Let's
'cause-
go, Bucks.
Yep.
Let's go, Bucks. Let's go, Bucks. Let's go, Bucks.
Alrighty.
Oh, bye-bye. Guangdong for you, buddy.
Now
Ni
back,
hao,
Guangdong
Guangdong
is
Tiger.
Oh, commercial. Well, we can keep talking about hockey
now
now.
back to the podcast.
Now back to the podcast.
This podcast is sponsored by Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
It's
Catch
not
all
really.
your hockey and baseball games of your Pittsburgh needs right now for a small price of something. I'm not too sure.
We're not sponsored by
Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
But if you are
Pittsburgh
looking,
sports
we are looking
everywhere.
for sponsors. If you are interested, please send
We'll
us a
take
DM.
sponsors.
Please send us a DM at haveashift_a on Twitter, X,
Twitter and X.
X, Instagram, and TikTok.
Anyways, so Jacob Chikrin signed an extension with the Capitals.
Babe.
Babe.
He should have been ours a few years ago at the trade deadline, but Ron.
I heard that was
sold.
close.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your arm?
I don't know.
Is
Good
your
job,
leg
Capitals.
twitching or something? Because that's normally what I try to do when my leg is twitching.
I got Bucko fever already.
They got 2 runs, and this guy's a Bucko fever.
2
already.
runs, and he's. Oh my.
2 runs into the first game of the
That's
season.
enough baseball for me.
That's enough. I've seen enough for winning the World Series.
Alright.
Oh my gosh.
Playing the parade.
Here it comes again. We're going to be really good for the first couple of months, and then by the All-Star break, we're going to
Yep.
crash.
Nope.
No.
It's gonna
This is
happen.
a different year.
It is
You
different.
said
they
that
have-
last year.
Well, they have me and Jake working now, so.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the game's not even back, guys. Good for Jacob Chikrin. 8-year extension, correct?
Yeah.
It's a lot of years.
That is a lot of years. But he's worked for Washington, unfortunately.
Question.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are we all going to be in 8 years?
I don't know.
Hopefully with my nice wife and children and.
Wow, already.
And
Yes.
wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Hold on.
he'll
to
be
work here.
28 in 8 years.
Maybe just with a great job, and hopefully you guys are still in my life.
Hopefully with an NHL team.
Sure.
Hopefully.
That's right.
And hopefully the Buccos have already won a World Series, and I could be happy.
That's true. That'd be so
That's
awesome.
a good one.
We need Bucktober again. Anyway,
I'm so good. I'm spending all my money.
I feel like if Bucktober
On
happens,
Bucktober.
then I might start becoming a baseball fan. Who knows?
All I know is everyone in
So-
SportsCom will be at that game.
it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, for real. No one's going to care the price. They're just going to be like,
Oh, I'm not gonna. Oh, I'll probably have to work it actually.
oh no.
It's alright. I'll call off if they have a chance to win the World Series. I'm calling off that game and going to the game.
Well, anyways, you guys still stare at baseball. Speaking of the Washington Capitals, Washington and Winnipeg have both clinched playoff spots.
Well, good for them.
Good transition.
W's
Played
for the
good.
W's. Get
All I
it?
do is win.
Oh.
Because
win,
they
no
have
matter
the
what.
W's in their cities.
Oh yeah.
I see. I see what you did there.
Why did it take you so long?
Both of these teams,
Brain is rendering.
I think it's
rendering.
I think one of the teams, I forget who's at 103, the other one's at 102.
I can get you.
Yeah.
Winnipeg is at 102. Washington is at 103.
Okay.
Let's go Caps.
So,
I see.
excuse me.
I don't know. This is not
No.
biased at all or anything. I said Winnipeg was going to be a one team, and they were. I think Winnipeg. I don't know. I don't know. I see Winnipeg pushing ahead of Washington throughout the remainder of the season. I don't know. It's too close to call. I mean, you never know.
I think Washington has a lighter schedule.
You think?
I do think so. Let me
Well,
confirm
here.
that fact.
You look up Washington's. I'll look up Winnipeg's.
But they have more games than us, right? They have like 11, right?
Who?
Both teams.
Yes.
Yeah, Winnipeg still has. Actually, Winnipeg has 10.
Okay.
If I have to see this.
Washington has 11.
All right. Washington. Minnesota.
This
It's
commercial.
a good opponent. Buffalo. Terrible. Boston. Carolina. Good. Chicago. Bad. Islanders. Bad.
It's the
Carolina.
same 2 commercials every time.
2 Columbus games. Islanders and Pittsburgh. It's
All
not
right.
like a terrible schedule.
It's not awful. I definitely could see them tanking a few of those.
But,
All
I
right.
mean, if
Yeah.
they already win the East, I mean,
And they're not going to play all those
Yeah.
starters. Those games.
And Winnipeg beat Washington in overtime the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's Winnipeg's schedule: New Jersey, Vancouver,
Tough and tough.
L.A.,
Tough.
Vegas,
Tough.
Utah,
Middle.
St. Louis.
beautiful.
Oh, that's
That's
tough.
Dallas.
Tough.
Yeah, Dallas
That's
is a tough one.
extremely
Dallas is
tough.
tough.
That's a level 5 tier.
I think Dallas beat Winnipeg like a week or two ago.
Yes, they did.
Chicago,
Not tough at all.
Oh.
Edmonton,
Where's it at? Where's that
Tough.
Chicago game at?
in Chicago,
That's tough.
and then Anaheim.
It's a big home
Not
ice
tough.
advantage.
The
there.
only 2 games there that are going to be easy are Anaheim and Chi-Town.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
I think with
Washington
just how well they've been
Could
playing.
win the President's Trophy.
Chi-Town.
I don't know. I feel like
Chicago.
I think it's going to go either way. With how well both teams have been playing, I mean, you never know what they're going to do.
That's fair.
I mean, think about it like this though. I mean, I don't know. They could definitely go a different route, but I don't know. But we saw with Ovi being this close to the record, they want him to get it this year.
Yeah.
They want him to get this year, and I think it might cost them a game or two. Giving him the puck too much, maybe causing a giveaway or two, a goal happens the other way. I think it might
It's a
happen.
valid point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think because you saw that one last year, and that's why they were the worst team going into the playoffs. Is because they were feeding him nonstop last year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you
And-
absolutely bought.
But they were feeding him nonstop last year,
That's
and caused. I mean, he's not going to score every single time, and it's going to cause these issues, and that's why they started losing like crazy. Is when he was on the ice more and he was taking more shots, their issues just started to brew. You know, I think that's what they're going to kind of do. They're going to start feeding him way more than they have, even though they already have a decent amount of times, and it's going to cause some turnovers, and it probably will affect them. That's why I think.
Yeah.
That's why I think Winnipeg's going to push ahead.
And if Capitals win the East, I don't think they care about the President's Trophy.
Mm.
No. They care about Ovi's goal record, and that's
Yep.
about it.
As they should.
That's fair, actually.
All right. Well, speaking of Ovi, quick goal update. He is now 6 goals away from the record. So,
6.
Ovi, if you want to just get like back-to-back hat tricks, get it done, like, go ahead.
Go off.
Don't do it here.
You can do it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Anywhere but here, please.
If he does it here, PVG Ice will be forever known as the place where Ovi broke his goal record.
Hooray. Why I say just do it at home. Do it in front of your fans. I'm actually like rooting for Ovi to score so he doesn't do it here.
I want him to do it at home.
Imagine it gets like a
Well,
hat
for
trick-
for
hat trick
him-
last game of the season.
For him, just let it do it in front of his fans.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah, do it in Washington.
You know, they've only had one cup run the whole time. At least they can have that. I don't know,
Yeah.
Do
give
we
him
think
something else.
That I know this is a stretch, and I know we would have said no if we talked about it this way last year or 2 years ago. Do we think this is a Boston situation?
What do you mean?
For Washington? Boston 2 years ago?
Yeah, Boston was
a first-round exit.
Yeah, Boston was a powerhouse, like how Washington is right now. Do you think it's going to be like that? Do you think their expectations are going to be so low of all the other teams that they're playing? Because that's how Boston
I don't think so.
I hope so.
I don't think the expectations for Washington are as high as they were for Boston, because Boston set a seasoned a wins record.
Yeah.
They broke records.
And I
they had they had an insane goalie tandem, so they were confident in both guys to win every night. You don't fully have that with Washington. They're fully leaning on Logan Thompson, who's been incredible all season.
Yeah.
So, and no one was expecting Washington to be this good this year. So Washington's been more of a surprise. I think there are certainly high expectations for them in the playoffs, but I don't think it's the same as Boston 2 years ago. I don't think they're in a situation where they have to win this year because, we've been in playoffs for several straight years, and this is finally the team. We finally perfected it. We have everything here to win. It's not like you have to win with this team.
Right.
Washington is, I think they're they found some chemistry with some guys. They're certainly happy with how the season's gone. I think the expectations will continue to get higher if they keep playing like this in the years to come. But I think right now they're not as high as Boston's.
I think it's different too, because Boston had to play Florida, and there's no Barkov that sorry, I'm blanking out.
You're fine.
That the Caps are gonna have to face in the first round. Those two seeds are Columbus and Montreal, whoever's there.
Well, we'll head into the wild card check up right now. Right now it's Montreal. They have 75 points in 70 games. New York has the Islanders, have 74 points in 71 games. The Rangers have 74 points in 72 games. Columbus has 73 in 70 games. And then Detroit, who I'm starting to count out of this wild card race, they have 72 points in 71 games.
Okay.
So, also Montreal's only 4 points behind Ottawa, who have 79 points in 70 games. So it could very well be Ottawa in that second spot. If it is Ottawa, I could see them putting up a good fight against Washington if they happen to drop. But if it's any of those other, we'll say 4 teams, Montreal, Islanders, Rangers, or Columbus, I definitely don't think any of those 4 could get out of the first round. I could see Montreal having the best chance because they've been hot lately. But I don't think this is a similar situation.
Okay.
But with our wildcard checkup, do you guys think that Montreal holds that spot, or do you think...
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Besides Jake, do you guys think Montreal holds that spot, or do you think it's going to be one of the New York teams, or maybe Columbus starts playing well again, because Columbus has been not doing great lately?
Yeah.
Yeah, Columbus and Detroit...
It's a little shocking to see Columbus kind of... Mm-hmm. But the Montreal hasn't played well lately either, a three-game losing streak.
They were good last week, so never mind.
The week-by-week basis.
I'm going to say... You know what? Something's telling me that I think Columbus sneaks in.
Well, how about we take a look at Columbus's schedule for the rest of the year? Because that's important, and also Columbus has been a little bad lately.
Also, I would not say Detroit's out. They're only 3 points back.
Just the way they've been playing, I don't have the confidence in them to...
I don't see it. I don't believe in that team.
I don't think that they're going to make it, obviously. I just wouldn't call them out yet.
Coming out of 4 Nations, I was like, oh, yeah, Detroit's going to make it. But right now, I'm like...
That is a hit by pitch. That is a walk.
Well, here's Columbus's schedule. Vancouver, Ottawa, Nashville, Colorado, Toronto, 2 more games against Ottawa, Buffalo, back-to-backs against Washington, Philly, and then their final game is against the Islanders.
Ooh.
Which, if things fall into place, that could be winner goes to the playoffs.
Ooh.
Should I pull up Montreal's schedule?
Ooh.
I'm going to take that as a yes. Unless Ryan can actually give me actual words.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm more focused on Vancouver right now.
I don't know.
I still think Vancouver's going to squeak in.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
We'll go to that in a minute, but let me pull up Montreal's schedule real quick, and then we'll transition. Okay. So Montreal, they have Philly, Carolina, Florida again, Boston, Philly, Nashville, Detroit, Ottawa, Toronto, Chicago, Carolina.
Bars.
Thank you. No one has faith in the Rangers or the Islanders?
No.
I don't see
That was a serious question.
Oh, wait, that was a real
I
question?
think that was real.
That was a real
no.
question. They're ahead of Columbus.
I mean,
I don't
see why you wouldn't think that they have a chance.
Because they're the Islanders and the Rangers. That's
Yeah, but they're also 1 point away. They're one
Yeah.
game out. If they win, they both stop.
I don't see it in them.
I know the Rangers are out
Anything's
in
Like if the Islanders
Cali,
get in, that'd be the saddest thing for the whole entire National Hockey
it
League.
would. It really would.
That would be embarrassing.
It would kind of be funny if the Rangers made it in, and then it was just like a reverse of last
I
year
will
with
say,
Washington.
though,
I mean, that wouldn't be fully funny because
I think
Washington
the
would win a
last team,
series.
I think the last team Washington wants to see is Igor in the first round.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a pop-up.
So maybe if
Get down.
if the Rangers squeeze in, then they would
Ooh,
put up the most fight.
That's how I feel.
That's how
how
the
I feel.
Detroit Red Wings feel right now, actually.
Fell off a cliff.
Yeah. Well, moving over to the West now, because Ryan really wants to talk about the Vancouver Canucks. So, Ryan, tell us about the Vancouver Canucks.
The Vancouver Canucks are going to squeak into a playoff spot. They're 3 points behind, and they're just looking on fire right now. And I don't know. I've been saying it for a while now, and they just look good. They have a lot of speed, and they've been playing really well.
Okay, but who are they going to
Can we talk about St. Louis on a
Yeah, I was
7-game
about
win
to,
streak?
I was about to say St. Louis is
yeah.
hot right now.
St. Louis won the last 7 games. Minnesota's been
St. Louis could leapfrog Minnesota. I am just now realizing this.
I think they will.
Now,
That ball's gone. Nick Gonzalez.
Yes!
Nicky G with the
Let's
blast.
go! We're so back.
Let's go.
So, guys, I'm thinking the parade goes from... It starts on Boulevard of the Allies, right? Like
it's the
it goes
first
straight
game.
down to the point.
181
Oh,
more
wait,
to
I'm thinking
go.
of the
Why is he
opposite.
limping?
Is he good?
Why is he limping?
So the parade starts on Smithfield, right? And then it goes down Smithfield Street, and then goes straight down Boulevard of the Allies, all the way down to the point. And then that's where they're gonna have the stage set up,
Oh my goodness.
where Andrew McCutcheon is gonna show
Well, they're
us
probably
the
going to
trophy.
start at the stadium and go across the bridge.
Oh, I like that too. Actually,
That's probably what they'll do.
I like that.
We'll just see what the Penguins used for their route last time. I don't know.
So they start at PNC Park, go across the Clemente,
Yeah.
come down through like the cultural district,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe go down Wood Street,
Yeah, Wood Street's heavy. You go down Wood
and then to
and then
Boulevard of the Allies.
Boulevard, and then that you go across that tiny bridge, and then you go
Yeah.
to the point.
So, anyways, St. Louis and Vancouver. St.
Oh,
Louis
yes.
is hot. Vancouver's, what is last 10? Vancouver's 5-4-1 their last 10. They've been looking better. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Elias? Okay, which one? How do I say the offensive, the forward one? Is it Elias or Elias?
Elias.
I think
Because Elias is the defenseman.
Okay.
I think
Elias Pettersson, correct me if I'm wrong, is he hurt? I feel like I saw that he was.
I haven't seen it. I didn't see him play the other night, so yeah.
I think
Okay.
he is still.
I mean, obviously he's been struggling this season, but that's probably someone you still don't
Marcus
know.
Patterson rifled a shot right into who did they play last night?
Islanders.
Rifled a shot into one of the Islanders' face, just completely pelted him right in the nose.
Ooh.
Just gushing blood for a while.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I watched that and I was
Shot.
like, I literally said, I was like, fire it, Marcus, and just pelted this guy right in the face.
You're like, oh, maybe
Meant
I
the
should
goal,
not.
not the face.
Yeah, I was like a little off there, but that's all right. Good block.
So you definitely think St. Louis makes it over Vancouver, or Vancouver makes it over St. Louis, right?
I see it happening.
Over St. Louis, no.
I can't. I don't see St. Louis missing now, unless they just have a complete downfall.
I will say Jordan Binnington's been putting on a clinic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If anything, they're gonna beat Minnesota because Minnesota's.
I don't know who they're going to beat. I just think Vancouver makes it in. I don't think Calgary's is going to make another. I don't think they're going to push as well as I thought they would in the beginning.
No, and they were definitely showing some fight, which is a good sign
Calgary's
for that
won
team.
the last 4.
I don't know. Anything could happen. So I guess we'll have to find
Wild
out.
West.
Anything's possible.
It is
It's
the
true.
Wild West
We will
out
be
here,
watching
folks.
it with great interest.
We'll be watching them with a magnifying glass.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
I believe it's tomorrow that Vancouver plays Columbus.
Columbus, yeah.
Because I was looking at
Correct.
Columbus.
A lot on the line for those two clubs. See what they got, and then
Yeah. Big game for both teams.
Indeed.
All right. Well, it's time now for Pucks and Deep. I don't have my answer in my head.
I love Deep in Puck.
Deep what?
favorite.
Jake is now just seeing the Pucks and Deep for the first time because he did not see the game notes before they were
I
printed
did.
out.
He did 5 minutes after he walked in here, but that counts because it
I
was
said,
before the show.
yeah, I did not. He did not see the game notes until after they were printed out. I might have ordered that wrong. So Pucks and Deep today is our favorite NHL superstition or tradition. What exactly do you mean by tradition?
I literally was bored in class, so I stumbled upon an article that was like, oh, like, the most notable traditions or superstitions of, like, teams or players.
Okay, so this could be a player superstition.
So, like, a player superstition or a team, like, tradition, like, you know, like, for
Okay.
example, like, Sid's jock strap or Flurry, like, the posts.
I have
tapping
one.
the post, or, like, you know, Detroit with the octopus, or, like,
Okay,
just
go
something
ahead,
like
Ryan.
that.
My favorite superstition is in Sid's warm-up, right? When Sid, he does the same thing for almost his entire warm-up, but he takes the first puck in the exact same spot. It's on that left side. After he does his second loop, he goes and takes a shot and he tries to hit the post. And then after that, he goes and stretches. He does the M. But my favorite part after the McDonald's M is he takes the same puck he's been using the entire time because he tries to hit the post and have it come off so he can pick it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, but my favorite thing that he does is that he goes to the circle. He goes to the little face-off dot on that left side, and he takes it and he toe drags around the dot, and he does it like 6 times. But then as he does it fluently, he turns it into toe dragging, and then he sauces himself the puck. So then the puck flies over the air, and then he meets it with his stick. And he does that like 4 or 5 times. And it's literally just displays how hard that is. If you've ever tried that in real life, it is so unbelievably hard. And to watch him do it in warm-ups effortlessly is just really cool. So that's my favorite one.
Hum babe, Sidney Crosby.
My
That's a great one. Go ahead.
favorite one. It's a pretty crazy one. Crosby's in the same cup since like I don't even know how long.
That's
Like
junior
hockey.
insane.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Since Rimouski. First year in
Yeah.
Rimouski.
You know that thing smells awful.
All hockey gear
They say
does.
they maintain it.
What?
So they keep doing it well.
What did you just mouth?
I don't want to know.
I don't
Moving
wanna
on, Nick, your turn. Go.
You know what? Just because I'm a big, like, I love seeing the atmosphere of, like, the playoffs. I don't think, for some reason, like, I gotta go, like, the Winnipeg whiteout, the sea
Pretty
of
good.
red, and then how they sing in Edmonton. Either they do the orange out, or they have, or when they, even if they don't do that, they have the people, like, in the crowd singing the anthem
Mm-hmm.
instead of, like, on the ice. So that way, like, the whole crowd's singing and the microphone picks it up.
I
That is-
changed mine.
Oh.
What?
Mine was the horn for the Penguins when they make the playoffs and the entrance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, I couldn't think of
The
one. That's
siren,
it. That's
yeah.
mine too.
The siren.
That
yeah.
one gives me
That's just-
chills.
crazy.
Just it feels like we're about to just
Yeah.
go to war.
Yeah.
It's
It does.
awesome.
It's
Yeah, it's
all
awesome.
great.
Yeah, I have to agree with Jake there. That's a really good one. That's got to be mine too.
That's a good one too. I'm just thinking of like other like team traditions that like I could be blanking on right now.
The Storm Surge is fun.
I like when they do when Toronto has everyone out at like the little market square that they have.
Yeah. Oh, Leafs.
Maple
Leaf Square.
Yeah, Maple Leaf Square.
I've been there before.
That's
for
fun.
playoffs.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was so much fun.
Maple Leaf Square was absolutely ecstatic.
We walked by it in Toronto's, but I didn't go for a game or anything.
Then the next day I went to the Hockey Hall of Fame. It was really great.
Mm-hmm.
And then that day, too, the Penguins got swept by the Islanders, but Tampa got swept by Columbus, so it really softened the blow.
That was like a terrible series.
That was a terrible series, but it was a terrible series for Tampa as well, and I was laughing at that. So,
like you just said that, and that reminds me. Do you guys remember the shot when Winnipeg played Colorado last year, and they just showed like this whole like Main Street?
Yeah,
I think so. I think.
yeah.
Of just. Like,
that's why I'm excited for Winnipeg playoffs.
You know, that's another tradition I like.
Winnipeg playoffs, like Winnipeg is one of the smallest cities in North America that has a professional sports team.
I will say,
but they go out for.
I think I have another tradition I like actually. In the playoffs, this is just kind of league wide, I guess. Having a big screen outside of the arena.
Oh yeah.
I think that is really cool and really fun, and I really would like to go to a Penguins big screen. I almost went to one a few years ago, but then like the plans fell through and stuff. And also I'm pretty sure my parents didn't want me to go either, which understandably so. But I think it's just, you know, everyone's coming together to watch it, and like it's fun, it's cool. I love it.
I don't care.
I love it.
Well, that was a great Pucks and Deep, actually, Nick. Good job.
Very, very good.
Way to be bored in class.
Thank you.
Well, like I said, the Pirate game went on for the entirety of this podcast. But the current score is 4-1. So by the time this is posted, we'll see if they had won.
The Yankees are also up 4-1.
Good for you, Jake.
Lead off home run to start the year. Not a big deal.
It feels like the World Series like just happened, but that's just
we don't talk about that.
That's just because time is so weird.
That was a fun time at the at apartment 202.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jake versus Powell.
Well, that's yeah. It's baseball season, everybody. But it's still hockey season too. And we will be back next week at noon again on Friday.
Can't wait for the Leafs to win the cup this year.
Oh boy. You are having a lot of delusions today. Make sure you follow us.
What were your other delusions?
The Pirates Parade.
That's not a delusion.
How it's gonna go, like you have it at PNC, right? You go to the Roberto Clemente Bridge, you go across the bridge, through the cultural district, make a right on Wood Street, go down Wood Street, then turn right at like the corner of like our campus on the Boulevard of the Allies, straight down to the point, go across the bridge, that's where the staging's gonna be, and that's where McCutcheon's gonna be lifting that trophy in Paul Skeens, and it's gonna be a vibe. And we're gonna be at school when that happens. So we literally can just walk outside, grab our spot. Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, me and Jake will be in the parade because we work for the team, so.
Okay.
We'll be in our own car.
They'll have a little Ram truck in the back.
A Ram car that just says me, him, and Jake Bell. That's really it. That's the whole car.
Can you advertise the podcast on the truck?
We're a hockey podcast.
Gonzo.
This is a hockey podcast. That'll be baseball.
I tried breaking into the delusion, but never mind. Make sure you follow us on social media at haveashift_A on Instagram, TikTok, and X to stay up to date on all things relating to the show and relating to the NHL. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and subscribe to us on YouTube or Spotify, excuse me. And thank you again, as always.
Subscribe to us on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, I meant that in the first place. But thank you again to the Media Hub. And
thank you.
We will see you guys next week.
Let's go, Bucs.
Skeens.